You know, as we end this little story, we end this little book, do you see the glory of God in the story? I mean, glory is a big word. Glorious is a big word. Do you see the glory in this story? It's not just a love story. Now, if it's just about Ruth and Naomi and Boaz, then glory is too big of a word. If it's just our love story, it's too big of a word, isn't it? But this story is a glorious story. Why? Why is this humble little story so glorious? Here's why. Because the book of Ruth is not about Ruth. And it's not about Naomi. And it's not about Boaz. Who's it about? God. The whole story is about God from beginning to end. And it's funny because there's no miracles. There's no burning bush. There's no people being raised from the dead. It's just normal people living normal lives with normal grief being healed by an extraordinary God. It's all about God involved in every detail of our lives. It's all about God keeping His promise to redeem His people. What did we learn? That He's sovereign and that He's good. That He's involved in the details of our lives. That His character, when His people worship God, that His character is reflected in our chesed, our loving kindness for others. We learn that God wants us to risk it all at the threshing floor. He wants us to throw our shame at the foot of the cross. That's what we learned about God. Why? Because the story is about God. And I want to show you how as we close. Turn to Matthew chapter 1. Matthew chapter 1, it's in the New Testament. I want to show you what I mean here. We're going to read through the New Testament phone book. At least part of it. This whole story is about God keeping His covenant promise of a Redeemer. From Genesis 3 on, I will send a Redeemer who will crush Satan's head. The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham, I'll probably get some of these names wrong. I even practiced pronouncing them, but forgive me for you non-Hebrew scholars. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers, and Judah the father of Perez, and Zerah by Tamar. Starting to sound familiar? And Perez the father of Hezron, and Hezron the father of Ram. That is a cool name. Ram, built tough. And Ram the father of Amminadab, and Amminadab the father of Nahshon, and Nahshon the father of Salmon, and Salmon the father of, what does it say there? Boaz. By Rahab. Remember her? You remember Rahab, the prostitute in the book of Joshua? Remember her? In the line of Jesus? And Boaz, the father of Obed. By Ruth. And Obed the father of Jesse, and Jesse the father of David the king. Let's read through the rest. I want to. And David was the father of Solomon by the wife of Uriah. And Solomon the father of Rehoboam, and Rehoboam the father of Abijah, and Abijah the father of Asaph, and Asaph the father of Jehoshaphat, and Jehoshaphat the father of Joram, and Joram the father of Uzziah, and Uzziah the father of Jotham, and Jotham the father of Ahaz, and Ahaz the father of Hezekiah, and Hezekiah the father of Manasseh, and Manasseh the father of Amos, and Amos the father of Josiah, and Josiah the father of Jeconiah, and his brothers at the time of the deportation to Babylon. And after the deportation, when they thought all was lost, when they thought that all would come down, when they thought that God was no longer keeping His promises, they come back to Jerusalem. And after the deportation to Babylon, Jeconiah was the father of Shealtiel, and Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel, and Zerubbabel the father of Abiud, and Abiud the father of Eliakim, and Eliakim the father of Azor, and Azor the father of Zadok, and Zadok the father of Akim, and Akim the father of Eliud, and Eliud the father of Eleazar, and Eleazar the father of Mathan, and Mathan the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus was born, who was called Christ. That's what Ruth is all about. Redemption has risen in Jesus Christ. That's what we learn in Matthew. There was no way for Ruth and Boaz and Naomi to know about Matthew 1. They just trusted God. In the same way, there's no way for you to know how God is using you. Somebody might read a genealogy about you one day. to show where this missionary who changed the world came from, to show where this person who loved Jesus came from. Your name might end up in that book. Are you trusting God? See, here's the thing, and I'll close with this. The story is all about God. And your story is all about God. And I want to close this series with this question. Are you the main character in your life? You ever watch a news broadcast and you're watching the hurricane and stuff, and they got the news broadcaster there and all the people standing behind them, and they're yelling stuff. Hi, Mom. They're on their cell phones. You see me? Channel 10, Channel 10. Maybe you've been some of those people before. And then, they want to just jump in front of the camera, get the microphone, slap the guy in the face, and start talking because we're so narcissistic. And guess what? Is the story about them? It's not about them. Is it about the newscaster? It's not about the newscaster. It's about whatever it is that's going on. And that's how we are in our lives. We think the story's about us, but here's the thing. God is the main character in your life. Not the most important. By nature, he gets that. He is the main character. The story isn't just about you. It's about what God's doing in you.